Hello there.
I've been away for a couple days, so I had some lost reactions ready to go in the tuck. But the last thing I remember, from episode 6 was that we are beginning now. Lost has truly begun, ladies and gentlemen. The teams have been set, and Team Jacob is absolutely taking a walloping at the moment. We might need to evacuate to Hydra Island or something and regroup. Like, we need to get off this island and then take charge from Hydra Island, man. This is a Helm's Deep situation. Evacuate Rohan, man. We need to get the F out of here. It ain't good. It ain't looking too good, ladies and gentlemen. But what's going on? My name is Elie Moses, a 24-year-old law and film student here from Sydney, Australia. Absolutely shooting his shot. And man, we have been watching Lost for the very first time. And we have been watching Lost for the very first time. Like, it's been a journey, man. What a journey it has been. And I was, thinking on the drive home today from, up the coast. It was about an hour and a half drive. I was just thinking about, the many themes and the many, the many themes and genres sort of lost tackles at the same time. And I was just like, this show has everything for like nearly every viewer, if you continue to watch it. Because I know, I see a couple comments saying that, the audience drop off was, not significant, but the audience did start to drop off as the show started to get a bit more complex and, started to delve into the time travel, more sort of science fiction elements. But I feel like I said that at the time. I was like, if you didn't get that from the first episode, like, I feel like, yeah, season 1 kind of established that this show was, not the ordinary. But yeah, we're going to get into episode 7, ladies and gentlemen, today. I'm going to ramble on too much in this intro. I'm very hyped. I'm very hyped today. I'm very hyped. So this means it's going to make for a good reaction. This episode is titled Dr. Linus. We're going to get into it. We're going to have some fun with this thing. And yeah, I'm sensing, a Dr. Ben Linus flash sideways thing this episode. We're going to focus on, Benjamin and, a big what if with him. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's have some fun with this thing. As always, let's absolutely smash it. Let's go.
Where's Dura?
I'm fine, thank you.
Where is he?
Considering that he just killed Dogan, I don't think he's going to be joining us.
Who's Dogan?
The guy in charge of the temple. Said killed the interpreter, too.
You see, we were safe at the temple. That's what I was told.
What about the beach?
What beach?
Where we buried Locke. Where they lived. At least we'll have the water at our backs, and it's familiar territory. Anybody else got a better idea?
No. The beach it is. That way. Move.
Hey, that's twice, Ben has had to deliver dead people news to Atlanta.
This island that everything changed. That everything finally became clear. Elba.
Idris.
Sure, they allowed him to keep the title of emperor, but without any power, it was meaningless. He might just as well have been dead.
Of course, he's teaching history and
All right, remember
conquering
5
lands.
and 6 tomorrow. Thank you. Principal Reynolds, good morning.
Walk with me. Facts, budget crises, events above your pay grade. Needless to say, some of us have to pull double duty.
But we have history club today. Those kids need.
There are 5 students in History Club. Linus.
Hey.
They'll live.
History
Shouldn't
Club.
we be encouraging the ones with ambition?
Spare me. The club isn't for them. It's for you. It makes you feel needed. Unfortunately, for now, you're needed. In detention. Thanks for your understanding, Linus.
It's Dr. Linus, actually.
Yo, the baggy drip is crazy.
It's ruined.
Principal Reynolds is an administrator. He's not a teacher. He's forgotten what the public school system is about.
Yeah, summer's off in exchange for a crap pension. I'm happy to remind him.
No, taking care of the kids. That's what's important.
Okay, you just keep dreaming.
Hey, Art's reading up on his bugs, man. And remember, he had sort of like that lab station on the island, if I remember, studying the bugs, etc. and stuff like that. But yeah, it's amazing to see Ben as a teacher. Like, I feel like this episode is gonna be an absolute banger, seeing Ben as a history teacher. And yeah, hey, ancient history, I did that in school, was my favorite subject. Like, we learned, about Pompeii and Herculaneum, ancient Rome, various historical figures, and it was absolutely sensational. Like, I absolutely loved, that subject, to the point where my third or second option, I can't remember, for university was to study, ancient history, or was it, no, archaeology at one of the unis in Sydney here. Like, it was to become a historian. Like, I kid you not, that is a fact. Like, it's true. If you don't believe me, don't believe me. But like, why would I lie on it? Like, I absolutely loved ancient history in school. And I remember, like, I understand Ben's frustration here. I understand Dr. Linus's frustration about, history club and there being only 5 students, but who cares? You want to show up for those 5 students. You want to breed the next generation of historians, even though if it's only 5. Like, man, you're a teacher. This is your life. You want to bring the next generation in. And yeah, at school, I wanted to do extension history for my final year. And I remember they didn't run it because there wasn't enough people. There wasn't enough people interested. So I was bummed out by it. So I understand the frustrations of, the teachers here. And yeah, art's not having equipment since the Jughead days is absolutely crazy. So I love it.
You've given up. I refuse to.
Oh, and remember, Ben.
Maybe you should be the principal.
I straight away locked in as soon as I saw the bald head.
So says the substitute.
What do you mean I should be the
The
principal?
substitute.
Just sounds like you care about this place.
The episode, The
And if
Substitute.
the man in charge doesn't, then maybe it's time for a change.
I appreciate the sentiment, but who's going to listen to me?
That is
I'm
some.
listening.
That is some bullshit. Now that's some bullshit. I'm running for principal. He's starting a school revolution. Remember, the on-island things are sort of paralleling, like,
How about you tell me what that thing back there was?
the off-island life,
Killed her
no matter
friends
what.
back at the statue.
And Jacob, right?
It killed Jacob too.
Yeah, of course. And Jacob.
Of course. So tell me, Miles, how did he die?
I wonder if Miles might lie here to protect Ben. I wonder if he might lie to protect Ben. I love sort of like the low angle camera shot here as it racked focus on Ben's face, because like Ben's in a situation here where
Linus killed him. What?
That's not true.
what?
Are you sure?
Even in a serious scene, he's
He was
hilarious.
standing over Jacob's dead body with a bloody dagger, so... Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Thank you. Jacob was the closest thing I ever had to a father.
Ah, shit. There's got to be some. Come on, you got to explain your way out of this, Ben. Come on. Come on, Ben redemption this season. Come on. My guy lost Alex. Come on, man. He confronted the Man in Black last season. He confronted the smoke monster. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, and what I was going to say before, Locke appeared as the substitute. I was going to say, if you go back to the episode where we had Ben's sort of flashback and how he was born, remember the fake out where it was like, I thought it was on the island. I thought he was born on the island, but it was like, it was like the side of the road on the highway. And then you see, the flashbacks with Roger Linus. And yeah, it's a neat callback, I feel like, to that episode specifically with, a younger Ben with the glasses, being taught in the Dharma schools, that very episode, I believe. About history. I can't remember. No, volcanoes or something along the lines of that. Some sort of science subject. And then, he becomes the teacher himself. And then obviously him and Locke interacting is great. I feel like the flash sideways stuff this episode is gonna be gonna be a banger. And usually I'm sorry to keep pausing, but I like the start of this episode because usually, when you have a low angle camera shot looking up, and they did it before, when Ben was looking down at Miles, it's sort of to establish a position of dominance over the character and to show, someone standing tall and overpowering him, and to show sort of like a Hulk-like presence. And The Sopranos did that superbly a lot of the time with Tony Soprano. His figure towered over many characters in that show, and it was haunting at times. Like, he was an imposing figure, and that was thanks to the camera work a lot of the time. But, in that scene, I feel like that low angle camera shot didn't establish, Ben's dominance. it was Miles who was controlling that situation. And I feel like the racking focus to Ben's worried face right there, yeah, I guess emphasized that.
I'm gonna look for some tools. Get to work on some shelter. The rest of you see what food's left. Maybe get a fire going.
After 3 years?
Fire will fix everything.
That's what we do. We conjure black smoke and we fight the black smoke.
You know, psychic, totally unreliable. Miles actually tried to blackmail me once.
He playing the wrong angle here.
You make friends easy, don't you?
I'm babysitting burnouts in detention. Detention, huh? I can't help thinking. But maybe I'm more a loser than any of them.
Maybe did the mother die in childbirth in this timeline as well?
The life I wanted for you, Ben. I wanted so much more.
I know.
That's why I signed up for that damn Dharma initiative and took you to the island, and they were decent people. Smarter than I'll ever be. Imagine how different our lives would have been if we'd stayed. Yes, we'd have both lived happily ever after. Oh, that's serious, man.
Oh, you'll be underwater.
Who knows what you would have become? Oh, yes. Thank you.
They're on pretty good speaking terms.
Alex?
Dr. Linus, where were you today? We had to cancel history club.
I'm so sorry. I should have put a note on the door. The club meetings have to be postponed. I'm in detention all week.
Oh, yeah? What'd you do?
Principal Reynolds needs me to cover, so...
AP test is Friday. I was kind of counting on the tutoring.
We'll teach it in detention. Yo, that's
all right. How about this?
Alex is the next
Tomorrow
generation.
Morning, 7 a.m. in the library.
No pun
And
intended.
you bring the coffee.
Thanks.
That's a
You're
dedicated
the best,
student.
Dr. Linus.
My pleasure, Alex.
You're the best, Dr. Linus. Why does that's such a charming interaction right there? She fit into the student role so well. Like, that's a determined student right there. Rocking up to the teacher's house. Hey, yo, in the US, oh man, that's crazy. That was such a great interaction.
Me. How long are we going to stay here?
Glad we get to see more of Alex.
I don't know yet.
At the same
I need
time,
to find my husband.
it's a bit bittersweet because it shows
Trust
the
me,
wasted
if anyone
potential
wants
with
to
her.
find him, it's me. Your candidates. To replace Jacob.
Place him? To do what?
If you're the one selected, I imagine you'll find out.
Wait.
I
You
want
said
to.
candidates.
I want to know how the island
many
went
are there?
underwater.
6. There are only 6 left.
You know what? Actually, leave that a mystery. Leave that a mystery. We know the Dharma initiative went ahead. We know they went to the island, but why is the island underwater? Who knows?
Cheese curds.
Hurley, come on, wake up. I'm leaving, Hurley. You coming or not?
That's crazy, man. That's Hawaii for you. It's slightly sprinkling on Jack's side, and Hurley it's sunny. That's insane. 5 meters forward.
It's this way. No, we came this way.
Yeah, but that was
It's raining.
This is faster. Trust me, it's just around here. It's a shortcut.
No, it's not.
They're both wrong. Temple's that way.
Where did you come from?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Try me.
Not yet. If you want to go to the temple, it's this one.
Dude, you trust that guy?
At least he's not Stalin.
Wow. No, there shouldn't be any. Ah, man. Come on.
When you finish in the library, give me a hand getting some more firewood.
Just looking for something useful.
Really? The library? The B spot?
The things people will bring on a trip. I remember that plane breaking in half like it was yesterday.
You sound nostalgic.
This is a nostalgic season, I
Maybe
feel
I
like.
am.
You know, I was supposed to be flying it. Oceanic E-15.
And why didn't you?
I overslept.
Come on.
Can you believe it? Imagine how different my life would be had that alarm gone off.
How different would it have been? The island still got you in the end, didn't it?
Walk.
The plane would have landed, man. The plane would have landed.
Okay, wait. You don't have...
Stop. On the ground, face down.
If there's one thing Ben could do, is talk himself out of a near-death situation.
Look, if this is about what Miles said...
Pick it up.
What?
Pick it up and start digging.
Dig what?
Your own grave? Really?
For who?
You murdered Jacob. It's for you.
East India
Now
Trading
you know
Company.
this. I know you do.
Is that the Black Rock?
I don't know.
Okay, it's okay. Just a test.
Just a test.
Every time
It's only my entire life, Dr. Linus.
Alex, I think you're being a bit overdramatic.
Am I? My mom works 2 jobs just to pay our rent. How am I going to pay for college? Let alone Yale.
Does that mean we get to see
Assuming
more of
you can get
Danielle?
in.
You're one of the brightest students I've ever had. I don't worry about your future at all.
Really?
Really.
Unfortunately, the only one I know is that pervert, Principal Reynolds.
Pervert.
Excuse me? Pervert?
Oh, he on site. He on site. Oh.
Forget I said that.
No,
I
no,
was
no.
just angry.
Alex,
We can usurp
has
him.
Principal Reynolds done something to you?
What? Ew. No, I swear, it's not that.
Then what is it?
Dating my mom?
Dr. Linus, if I tell you, will you promise to keep it between us?
Of course I promise.
What's going on here?
In the other room, Principal Reynolds was there. And the nurse. Well, I guess you forgot I was in there.
Oh, he was banging the nurse. Oh,
They
my,
were
oh my gosh.
doing
He was banging
in the room right next to me.
in the
Where they
workplace.
give kids hearing tests. Isn't that totally gross?
Totally.
Well, Dr. Linus, you're not going to say something, are you?
No. Promise is a promise.
Blackmail him.
Well, shall we return to the high seas?
Yeah.
Miles
Sure.
blackmailed him once. He's gonna blackmail the principal. Oh, he gonna use it. That's that look. That's that look. Bro, Alana she just lurking, man. She like a lioness. She on the hunt. She got his prey right
tearing
there.
it up on the digging front, are you? I'm not in a big hurry. Brought you some grub. Hope you like green beans and banana, because that's all we got. Not really hungry.
Damn, that's his last meal on death row.
Suit yourself. Why would I need your money when there are a couple of jabronis under there named Nicky and Paulo who got buried alive with $8 million in diamonds on top of them?
That is true.
I can't believe you're just gonna stand by and watch this happen.
Ilana's gonna murder me for killing Jacob, a man who didn't even care about being killed.
No, he cared. Excuse me? Right up until the second the knife went through his heart. He was hoping he was wrong about you. I guess he wasn't.
Keep digging.
Dig!
Miles quickly dipped before he got shot as well.
You look the same as you did 30 years ago. How's that possible?
Not easy to explain.
Just like a Terminator thing? You a cyborg?
I'm not a cyborg.
Vampire?
Jacob gave me a gift.
Jacob. What do you know about him?
I know he's dead.
Hey, the Black Rock makes an appearance. I was gonna say before, every time I hear East India Trading Company, I just think of Pirates of the Caribbean.
I thought you said we were going to the temple, dude.
I lied.
Why?
Because everyone at the temple's dead. All I know is whatever you're looking for at the temple, it's not there.
You didn't want to go back there. Did you know about this?
Jacob kind of sort of hinted at it.
You spoke to Jacob?
Yeah.
Well, whatever he said, don't believe him.
Hey, man.
Where are you going?
It's something I need to do.
To do what?
Die.
Bro, like, so many people receive different information in this show. It's absolutely insane. Like, I wouldn't be, like, I can't fault characters for sometimes being confused. One person is saying, you know, oh, like he's speaking to Jacob from the dead. Obviously, Hurley, like, he trusted him. And then you got, you know, Richard how he said, don't trust whatever he says. It's like, maybe he thinks that's why, maybe he thinks it's Jacob reincarnated as the smoke monster. That's why it's the man in black disguised as Jacob, possibly. That's why he's saying don't trust him. So he doesn't understand that Hurley can possibly talk to the dead.
There's Conrad.
Kim. Why, you got the hots for her?
No, I'm just curious about some of her correspondence.
With whom?
If they're organizing sex sessions over
fine.
email,
I didn't
that
come
is...
to see you. You came to see me. I don't have time to play 20 questions. Now, either you can tell me what it is that you're doing, or you can let me finish grading my papers in peace.
All right, all right.
You're making a play. You're going after the big job, aren't you?
Are you going to help me or not,
I want a good spot.
Sorry.
I want Lemore's spot in the main parking lot, the one next to the maple tree, not under the maple tree, next to the maple tree. That way I get the shade from the maple tree, but not all that tree crap all over the hood of my car. And I want aprons. I want lots of aprons. And I want some lab equipment in here that was built in this decade. Is that a deal? You had me fooled with that sweater vest.
Promises in this life or the next.
Linus, you're a real killer.
Hey, he had everyone fooled in the beginning. You're a real killer. He had everyone fooled in the beginning. One of them, remember? Damn, he dug that pretty perfectly. Your production team, you know, came in, stepped in, and did their job. Was the last time we saw this the man from Tallahassee, the Black Rock, I believe? Like on island. Obviously, we had the scene with the man in black and Jacob seeing it arrive, you know, from the island. But...
It's a curse.
Dude, seriously, let's go now.
Why do you want to die?
I devoted my life, longer than you can possibly imagine, in service of a man who told me that everything was happening for a reason, that he had a plan that I was a part of, and when the time was right, that he'd share it with me. And now that man's gone. So why do I want to die? Because I just found out my entire life had no purpose. Now, if I light this myself, it won't work. But you can light it for me, Jack.
He in a Michael situation.
Made the fuse long enough so you'll have time to get out.
Jack, please tell me you're not actually considering this.
He wants to die. There's nothing we're going to do to stop him.
Come on, we need Jacob to miraculously appear right now. To Hurley.
Now, let's talk.
Dude, we gotta go. Guy's crazy, and I know crazy.
Hurley, go ahead. We'll be all right.
Dude, you're gonna blow up.
Gotta talk to him, Hurley. Just go.
No, I'm not going without you.
Hurley, I'll be fine.
If you change your mind, I'll be like a mile away.
You should go with him, Jack. No, Richard, no, I shouldn't. You're gonna die.
I can't believe the Black Rock still has
Actually,
a
I don't
supply
think
of
either one
dynamite.
us is gonna die.
What makes you think that?
I just came from a lighthouse
Yeah, he on that list.
where my name was etched in wood on a dial that turned a mirror that somehow reflected the image of the house that I grew up in. He got Hurley to bring me out there because he wanted me to see what was reflected in that mirror. For some reason, he wanted me to know that he had been watching me ever since I was a kid.
Stop that fuse, Richard.
Why?
I have no idea why. But I'm willing to bet you that if Jacob went to that trouble, that he brought me to this island for a reason. And it's not to blow up sitting here with you right now.
That's a pretty big risk you're taking, Jack.
Yes.
What if you're wrong?
I'm not.
Yo, flash to white, flash to white. Hey, that was some, you know, 1,000 IQ play from Jack right there. He goes, I have a greater purpose than to sit right here with Richard and explode into pieces.
Stick.
All right, Jack. You seem to have all the answers. So now what?
They ain't destined to die like this.
Go back to where we started.
The beach camp. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Bro used to conjure this thing and now it's... Man.
What are you doing here? Visiting. What are you doing? I'm digging my own grave.
Why am I laughing? I'm sorry.
Because you talked me into killing Jacob.
In fact, I went back to the statue to get you, but you'd already gone.
Get me? For what?
I'm gathering a group to leave this place for good. But once we're gone, someone's going to need to be in charge of the island.
Me?
I can't think of a better man for the job.
Yo, this motherfudger's
Well,
good,
it doesn't
man.
seem very likely, does it, under the circumstances? How am I going to get away from...
He offering everyone the right thing. He offering everyone the right thing.
Come to the other island, to the Hydra station.
Oh, they're going...
She'll come after me.
I just talked about Hydra
200
earlier.
yards inland, there's a tree in a clearing with a rifle leaning up against it. If you go now, you'll get there first, and you'll have the drop on her. But don't hesitate. She won't. See you soon, Ben.
You're just another pawn, Ben. You're just another pawn. Bro, he couldn't have picked... Like, he could have picked a better time to leave. Come on, man. He needs to use that other training. He needs to use that other training so she can't track him and can't hear him.
Linus, I don't have time to listen to you complain about the tension.
That's not why I'm here. I want you to read some.
Well, if this is some attempt to revive your little club.
Those are 30 emails that cover a 3-month period.
30?! That's insane!
It's pretty lascivious stuff, which would be fine if it was private, but they seem to describe acts that took place on school property. Acts which, morality aside, I think the school board would frown on.
Yo, that's a dumbass nurse and that's a dumbass principal to talk about the sexual acts over email. Like, oh, I like the way you bent me over the... Why would you be saying that in email? Like, are you serious? Like, come on, man. Oh, that's how are you a principal? That can you at least try to be discreet?
Not to mention your wife.
Oh, man.
You're going to resign. For, I don't know.
Personal reasons.
Personal reasons. Hell, your call. But
Can't
with your
make this shit
resignation,
up.
you're going to recommend that the school board hire me as your replacement. And the irony of all this is that they hold you in such esteem that I'll get the job.
Yo, he used Alex's tactic about a recommendation, or like he said to Alex, "I'll recommend you," and now he's telling the principal, "Yo, you recommend me."
So, do we have an understanding?
Dear Principal Reynolds, I would appreciate it if you could write a letter of recommendation to Yale on my behalf. It would mean the world to me. Sincerely, Alexandra Rousseau.
Rousseau.
It's a funny thing about recommendations, Linus. They work both ways. So, I put the ball back in your court. You can execute your little Machiavelli maneuvers go for my job, sit at my desk. But alas, there will be an unfortunate side effect. I will torch Miss Rousseau and her future. Is my job, my power that important to you?
How though? How is he gonna torture Alex? Like if his name is gonna personal reasons, but still.
So,
like,
what'll it be, Dr. Linus?
Come on, Dr. Linus, power play that fool. What do you have up your sleeve?
Drop it. Put the gun down.
Yeah, I didn't know teachers had that cardio.
I watched my daughter Alex die in front of me. And it was my fault. I had a chance to save her. But I chose the island over her. All in the name of Jacob.
Come on, Ben, redemption arc.
I sacrificed everything for him. And he didn't even care. Yeah, I stabbed him. I was so angry, confused. I was terrified that I was about to lose the only thing that had ever mattered to me, my power. But the thing that really mattered was already gone. I'm sorry that I killed Jacob. And I do not expect you to forgive me because I can never forgive myself.
And what do you want?
Just let me leave.
Where will you go?
To Locke.
Why?
Because he's the only one that'll have me.
Michael Emerson, man. They've underused him this season.
I'll have you.
Yo, just like that, she said, I'll have you. All she wanted was some honesty, man. Oh, he just... That was the sincerest I'll have you. That's why. Locke was like, I'll have you, but I'm going to use your ass. Pause. But like, yeah. Alana, that was a sincere, I'll have you. Oh, he got the job. This is his first day in office? Or is he just...
Dr. Linus.
Hello, Alex.
I was just coming by to thank Principal Reynolds. He wrote me the most incredible letter of recommendation.
Oh, okay.
Wow, wonderful.
Did you have something to do with it? I mean, I thought he might say some nice things, but he really went all out.
No, it wasn't me, Alex. But I always say you're a great student. Obviously, I wasn't the only one who noticed.
Thanks.
Linus, what the hell are you doing in my office?
He chose Alex over the
Just dropping
power.
off the detention sign-up sheet for the week, per your request.
Just put it on my desk.
So will I see you at History Club?
You mean when it's back on?
Oh, no, we've got our old slot back. Principal Reynolds found someone to cover for detention. Isn't that right?
Yes, that's right.
Well then, see you at 4.
He probably thought, you know, I could do so much more with the blackmail than the position of power, right? Even Principal Reynolds has a daughter, man. You're cheating on your family. I saw like the metal cover her face. And he probably got arts the equipment.
No.
Oh.
No. No, wait. What about my parking space?
You can have mine.
You know, he can do a world of good from the outside. He doesn't need the throne, even though it's a school, but like, he doesn't need the throne. He can do a whole lot of good, you know, from just the blackmailing thing. So he's like, you know what? All right, I'll withhold the blackmail, but you write her the most insane letter ever. And that means much more to me than that position of power will ever will. So hold that.
Do you need a hand?
Please help me with the tarp.
I hope Alana doesn't shoot him in the back here or anything. Dr. Linus, man. Okay, once you pick a side, stay there. So I think we're establishing the teams at the moment. Damn, he dug up Nikki Impala's grave? Some hope. Finally! 3 new recruits. Not new per se. 3 familiar recruits. Yo, 3 amazing draft round picks from Jacob right there. Hurley, Richard, and Jack. They drafted well. They drafted well. And you know, in a deadline deal, the last second, Team Jacob came in for a swoop and got Ben too. 4 acquisitions this episode. Fantastic stuff from Team Jacob. Ooh. Oh, I was like, why is there an extreme wide long shot from the ocean itself? That's because there is someone in a submarine.
Sir, there are people on the beach.
Whitmore.
Should we stop?
Whitmore.
No.
Yes!
Proceed as planned. Yes, sir, Mr. Whitmore.
He's got them resources. Hey, with enough money in the world, Penny said it, you can find anyone. Enough money resources, you can find anyone or anything. So he found the island, finally. Ooh, ladies and gentlemen. Last episode, we're heating up. And at the end of this episode, we are also heating up. So, yeah, Whitmore decided, you know, proceed as planned. That's interesting. Is he going to the Hydra Island? Is he going to a different side of the island? Maybe he's going to see Jacob himself. Maybe he's going to the, you know, the statue. And he's going to find out things as well. So, yeah, it looks like we have... You know, it's going to be interesting to see what resources Whitmore's brought. He's obviously brought a sub. He's going to have trained soldiers with him. It's going to be, yeah, that's going to be interesting because, like, everyone is all coming to the island, man. Everyone's all flooding to the island now. All the parties involved. We're at war. We got a three-way war, hopefully. It's going to eventually be a 2-way, hopefully, to see, or maybe Whitmore's going to stick by himself. It's going to, I'm just interested to see how it plays out. Probably the best Flash Sideways episode as well, with, you know, Michael Emerson as Dr. Linus. You know, we didn't get much of the Flash Sideways this episode. I feel like, yeah, like the Flash Sideways moment was sort of like a nice little entree this episode, or a nice little dessert to have, like, to cut away from the scenes, and it was satisfying. It was a satisfying Flash Sideways, and I feel like, you know, the other best Flash Sideways, in my opinion, this season was, you know, the Lock, being Helen, sorry. So yeah, that those Flash Sideways, I feel like, are gonna continue to come this season with my predictions in that episode. With the little bit of foreshadowing that's going on, in my opinion, with, you know, Locke getting married and the spinal surgeon thing with Jack. So yeah, and then this episode, I think it was fantastic to see Alex again. It's kind of sad seeing her, because it's just like, I feel like it's just wasted potential with the actress, like what could have been. Another, like, what if situation. And, you know, Rousseau name drop, she's still alive, but she working overtime with them 2 jobs. So it doesn't look like they went on that science expedition to the island. And she wasn't maybe a scientist in this series, but maybe she was. Maybe, yeah, that's interesting. So did she lose Alex potentially? Did she lose Alex? Oh no, sorry. Did she lose her husband on the island and managed to get back somehow? I don't know. Maybe how she lost her father. Yeah, but because Ben wouldn't have been there to, you know, be instructed by Whitmore, I believe, to take Alex, you know, from Rousseau on the island. They were on the island. That's interesting, with Roger Linus, and they left the Dharma Initiative. You know, maybe they just came back on the sub. It wasn't for them. Maybe, yeah, they didn't take a liking to it. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, interesting episode nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope they do leave things a mystery in season 6, like some things a mystery, just to leave it open to interpretation, for the viewers to continue to discuss after all these years, you know, from when the show actually finished. But the on-island stuff itself is heating up, but I feel like Michael Emerson this episode stole the show on island and off island. And I feel like, you know, the off island stuff, like with the Flash Sideways, parallels sort of like, or like, I feel like it juxtaposes completely what the position of power eventually, or the position of power eventually, like, sort of like, does to you as an individual, and the consequences that come with that, and the choices you have to make in a position of power. Sometimes they're not going to be ones you like, compared to what you can do as sort of like, not a regular person, but like, yeah, in the position he was in, you know, as just a ordinary everyday history teacher. I feel like he thought to himself he could do the world, he could do more good to the world. And Alex, for instance, is one example of that in the position he was in as a history teacher. So to leverage that information you had, obviously, on the principal, to not take up the poison chalice of, you know, the principal position, the throne itself, because, you know, we've seen the consequences that come with that off island in this series many a time. And he could do, like I said, he could do much more good in the world, and, you know, benefit Alex, for instance. That's one example. And he's potentially going to continue to, you know, leverage that situation with the principal, because he's going to have the up on him this entire time, till the principal actually resigns, until he resigns. So yeah, resigns, sorry. But yeah, I thought that was a fantastic episode, probably the second best episode of the season in my opinion, you know, after LAX part 1. But yeah, I'm glad I decided to watch this today, because I just came back from my holiday trip today, and I was thinking, you know, of resting the entire day. But I'm glad I decided to watch this episode and get another reaction in the talk, because I thought it was absolutely fantastic. So I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. That was Dr. Linus, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Elie Moses. Take care. God bless. Peace.